Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, my name is Danon. I've been watching anime since 1985 and I'm currently reading over 500 manga or light novel series. As someone who has read a lot of manga and seen a lot of anime, as well as studied genre and story structure, I feel I have a pretty good grasp on which manga are worth your time, depending on your tastes. Which brings us to the subject of today's video, Bubble. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Huge thanks to Waffles for sponsoring this video. Waffles asked that I watch this movie, which had been on my list for a while. And so, during one of my weekly anime sessions, I try to sit down and watch anime while folding laundry every weekend with my teenager. We watched it. And I gotta say, it was a fun anime, but there were some problems with it. Let's go over the premise of the anime and then I'll give it my thoughts. 5 years ago, bubbles suddenly started appearing all over the world. Some unnamed disaster happened, and then the bubbles disappeared. All except for the ones in Tokyo. The bubbles kept appearing, and there was even a giant bubble around Tokyo, centered around the Tokyo Tower. The bubbles have caused flooding in Tokyo. The streets, once full of people, cars, and trains, are now full of water. And now that Tokyo has basically been abandoned, it's now the hangout for abandoned teenagers. They fight for food and supplies through playing a 5 vs 5 game of parkour called Battlecore. And of course, the main boy is the best player in the city. Main boy, named Hibiki, is introduced when we see him make some amazing leaps and save a teammate from certain death. He's also wearing noise-canceling headphones. It turns out that he has hypersensitive hearing. The volume of the world is turned up to 11 and there's nothing he can do about it. Because he has sensitive ears, Hibiki is the only one that can hear the bubbles. He's drawn to Tokyo Tower and almost dies. But he's saved by a bubble that turns into a girl. But whenever she touches the boy, she reverts to being a bubble. Through living with his team and the rest of the main characters, she learns to speak and read. Eventually, she discovers the classic love confession disguised as a fairy tale, The Little Mermaid. The ending of the original story by Hans Christian Andersen sees the mermaid reduced to sea foam. If we had only seen the book the one time, I would have loved the reference. But no, the creators of Bubble ensure that you get the reference throughout the entire film. Going back to the parkour games, they're run by the only two adults in the film, a former parkour person and a scientist with an addiction to extrapolation. There's a saying in storytelling, show, don't tell. And that happens to be my biggest issue with Bubble. While watching it, I was reminded of the anime Okami-san and Her Seven Companions. The Japanese version of that anime is subtle. The narrator and the rest of the characters mostly only hint at the fairy tale references throughout the series. The English version, on the other hand, beats you over the head with every single reference, ensuring you get all of them. The narrator is talking down to the audience, which is both insulting and boring. It's like a bad comedian who constantly explains their jokes. And the same thing ruins Bubble for me. What started out as a cute love story between a girl trying to be human and a quiet boy with sensitive ears is ruined by over-explanation and repeated information. Overall, Bubble is a cute anime that might be worth your time, but at best it's a 5 out of 10. The over-explanation and the jarring difference between one scene of beautiful animation followed by a frame with low-quality images and jolting motion doesn't help either. Seriously, just go watch Ponyo instead. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos wwithout her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Phoenix of Ice, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Brian, Josh, Sean, OT, Richard, Pop Zombie, Mark, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. If you're looking for Commander content, I split my channel last year, so all new Commander videos are over on my other channel, Commander by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.